What really separates a good entrepreneur from a truly legendary one? We've all heard the advice, but it's scattered. A tip here, a quote there. In this explainer, we're going to pull it all together. We're distilling the wisdom of dozens of millionaires and billionaires into a single, actionable playbook.
Okay, let's just start with some numbers that are, well, kind of hard to wrap your head around. This isn't some abstract theory. This is the result of one person's work in a single year, selling 76 companies for $1.27 billion.
And this one? This is the profit a single company made in 1 year. We're not talking revenue. This is the pure take-home profit, nearly $1 billion.
And this number, this one might be the most mind-bending of all. 86. That's the number of companies one single entrepreneur runs at the same time, simultaneously.
So you have to be asking, right? How? How is any of that even possible? Well, it's not just one thing. It's not a secret trick. It's a playbook. And today, we're going to walk through it, pillar by pillar.
All right, so the first and honestly the most important part of this whole playbook, it has nothing to do with business plans or raising capital or market trends. It's the internal game. It all starts in your mind.
This quote from Kendra Scott, who founded a billion-dollar brand, just gets right to the heart of it. She talks about walking into these big, important rooms where nobody looked like her at all. The very first battle you have to win is the one against your own feeling of intimidation, your own self-doubt.
So think about it like this. Before they ever built a product or closed a deal, these moguls were building an internal fortress. They learned how to just tune out all the doubters, even when those doubters were their closest friends and family. They had to get their own ego out of the way, learn to see failure as a tool, and just start. Act before having some perfect plan. And all of that was fueled by this unshakable belief in themselves.
And this right here, this perfectly captures their relationship with failure. It's not some enemy you have to avoid at all costs. No, it's a teacher. It's just data that shows you the way to the next attempt. It's a stepping stone, not a stumbling block.
This turns that abstract idea into a real actionable process that you can see they all followed. Step 1, take the risk. Kendra Scott started with just $500. Step 2, experience the setback. One entrepreneur ran out of money and his dad literally told him, "Get your ass back out there." Another lost $250 million in 1 year. The pattern is so clear. You risk, you have a setback, you learn from it, and you repeat.
Remember that internal fortress we just talked about? Well, you're going to need it, because once that mindset is completely locked in, it's time for the external game. We're talking strategy, execution, and just pure, relentless hustle.
I mean, her journey is the perfect case study. For 10 straight years, investors told her no. So what'd she do? She bootstrapped. She used credit cards, personal debt, and she focused on the one thing that mattered: profitability. As she put it, you gotta be making money. And you know what happened? When she finally had lines of customers stretching around the block, the investors came to her.
Now this is just a razor-sharp piece of strategic advice from FUBU founder Damon John. It's all about understanding exactly where you fit in the market. Are you trying to create something brand new from scratch, or are you trying to perfect something that people already want?
And this table really shows you the key difference. The pioneer, they have the incredibly tough job of educating the entire market, and yeah, they often get the arrows in their back. But the settler, they find a market that's already proven, like the entrepreneur who saw a gap for better tanning salons, and they just improve on it. One path is invention, the other is innovation.
So how in the world do you scale from one tanning salon to over 270 or run 86 companies at once? The key isn't you doing more work yourself. No way. It's about building a machine, a system that can be copied with empowered people running it that lets you just analyze the data from the top and make the big strategic calls.
So how do you build that machine? Well, you definitely don't do it alone. The third pillar is all about leveraging the talent and the brains of other people. This is how you multiply your efforts.
This is the secret, and it's so counterintuitive. It comes from Marcus Lemonis, who turned his company into a $7 billion business. A lot of owners, they hire people they can control. The truly great ones, they hire people who challenge them, who know more than they do, and who are not afraid to tell them no.
So this slide basically combines the advice from a bunch of these moguls into one single profile of a key hire. It's not just about intelligence, right? It's about courage. And, as lawyer John Morgan said, you have to give them a share in the profit. They need to be making money with you, not just for you. That's how you get real alignment.
Okay, so once you've built that machine and you've empowered the right people to run it, you're not trapped working in the business anymore. you can finally start working on your wealth. And that brings us to the final pillar, wealth mastery. This quote from Damon John just sets the stage for this final critical shift in your thinking. The goal isn't to just work for money your whole life. The goal is to get to a point where your money starts working for you.
And this chart visualizes their core financial advice perfectly. As one multimillionaire put it, stop putting your money into a bank. The bank takes your money, pays you a tiny little bit of interest, and then they turn around and invest it in the stock market for themselves. The advice is simple. Just cut out the middlemen.
Understanding this difference is absolutely key. Being rich is about income. It can be temporary. But being wealthy, that's about owning assets that generate recurring revenue. It's the difference between working for your money and having your money work for you, even when you're sleeping.
And for anyone out there who's feeling like they missed the boat, billionaire John Morgan offered this timeless piece of advice. That feeling of paralysis, that I should have started earlier, it's just an excuse. The only time you can ever act is right now.
So after distilling this entire playbook from the mindset and the hustle to the people and the wealth, the final question isn't for them, it's for you. What tree will you plant today?